Alright, welcome to the channel. In this video I want to talk about gearing a little bit and explain how to gear yourself up once you get to level 50 and how to actually go through the process of leveling up correctly and not make any mistakes, not waste your resources or gold. And let's talk about it a little bit here. And we can try and click on the NPC. So you can see I got level 10 gear right now, level 11. And this is all different gear scores, and this is tier 1. So there's different tiers of gear. There's tier 1, tier 2, and currently tier 3. That's all there is in the game right now. There might down the road be more tiers, but right now there's just 3 tiers of gear. And how you actually level this up is by using this enhancement mats, by running quests and dungeons and raids in the game. They'll give you these resources, then you'll level them up. So you can see right here on the left, on the right hand side, you'll see from level 1 to 20, you're going to get different, obviously, power items as you go up the chain here. So there's a couple little different nuances with the game because the game has been released in stages, and the original game was released with tier 1 gear, and as the game grew, they grew into a new set of gear. Instead of upgrading the gear and just kept going up with higher level enhancements, they stopped at level 20 and reset the gear back down. It's kind of like a level squash. So what they did was they did tier 1, tier 2, and now they're on tier 3 gears. So you'll merge the next set of gear into the next set of gear. So you get on gear transfer here, you'll click on this. So you take your tier 1 and make it into tier 2 when you get your tier set. So these enhancement mats that you've worked on will be merged into the next set of gear. So if you have a tier 2 level 0, and this level 15 or whatever it is, it'll become like a level 1 or 2 depending on where it's at. There is some little tricks and nuances with this because of the gearing system and how it works. The max gear is level 20, but there's levels where you can actually start doing the new requirements for the gear, and actually we'll take you over there quickly and we'll show you. So there's actual gear caps where you need to be within to actually do the new levels of gear. And you don't want to spend your resources keep pushing that gear up higher because there's no benefit to it. Unless you've got like tons and tons of money and you just want to dump it into the game, go ahead. But realistically, you want to get to the next tier as fast as possible. So a good place to look at is the Chaos Dungeons. You'll see the gear requirements to get into the very first tier of that. It's going to be 420 for tier 1. So you need this item level for, 250 for tier 1, level 1. Is going to be the recommended gear score. So when you finish off the main story question, it'll be about 250, 270, right around there. So you can start running this dungeon right away. And then as you click on it, you're going to go to 340, 380, 420, and then so on and so forth. And that's 460, 500, 540. And then there's obviously requirements, and you have to do the storyline to be able to unlock this. And then if you click on here, you'll see here this changes to tier 2. So tier 2 level 1 is going to be a 600 item level, and then so on and so forth, the second level of tier 2, and then tier 3 is 1100. So what that means on your gear score is you go back and look at it, once you hit 600, your stats, these are going to be plus 15. All these, this will be plus 15, this will be plus 15, all this stuff will be plus 15. So if you hit plus 15 on one of these items, stop enhancing. You're just wasting your odds and your resources to try and boost it higher than that. You're not going to get any gains out of it, because when you merge it into the next tier, you're only going to get 1 item level, 2 item levels out of it. So it's not really worth spending the resources to go past that point, unless the resources are like super cheap on the marketplace. When you're watching this video or something, then you might get 1 or level 2 levels out of it going to 20, but it's not worth the odds. That percent chance to go up to like 20 is like completely insane. So I would just stop at 15 and then get your item level to 600 and then start doing these dungeons. And then what it'll do is it'll start dropping 802 gear for you. And you'll see here it'll drop all the items you need. It'll drop your weapon, it'll drop your chest piece, your legs, your gloves, and your headpiece. So everything that you need to get yourself to 802, which will allow you to push into this, and then there'll be different gear sets. When you hit 802, then you can go into the raid. So 802, right, allows you to hit this stuff, which allows you to start enhancing this level of gear. So you need to get resources, you need to get all the resources you need. So you need to get your mats, your tier 2 mats you need out of it, right? Your life leap stones, the guardian stones, your destruction stones. Then you can start enhancing that. Then you can get to the next tiers, to 840, so on and so forth, right? And then, like I said, once you hit right here, and you see 1302, right? So that's 1302 is you need this gear set to start running these dungeons. How you get 1302 again is from running this dungeon here. This dungeon here starts you at 1100. So at tier 2, plus 15, you're going to be 1100 gear score. So you can start running this dungeon here, right? And then it's going to give you the 1302 gear set you need to start running the rest of the content. Then once you hit 1302 or tier 3 gear, then you can start pushing it right to 20 if you want. There's no limitations within the next gear set and having losses because we haven't had a tier 4 set yet. I imagine down the road that'll be something else that they'll do to keep the game alive and keep squashing the requirements for gear. And like I said, that's what you hear about other of the streamers talking about. The level cap keeps getting squashed, is that's what they're talking about. Every time they update to a new tier, that requirement to get to that next tier lowers and keeps dropping down lower and lower and lower. So the requirement to get to tier 3 now is not that difficult. To get to tier 4, right, it might only be 1400 to get to tier 4 once they drop tier 4. So on and so forth. As the tiers keep going, that requirement's going to keep lowering and lowering and getting you into the next tier quicker. So I hope that helps you guys understand what's going on with the game and how to gear up your gear properly. See you in the next one.